Hello, I'm Albert Stout with Allied Insurers. I help seniors understand Medicare and to have peace of mind and confidence in the Medicare plans they choose. My clients want to feel secure with their health care coverage, but because of fixed incomes, costs can be an issue. Medicare used to be simple. There were no choices. Today, most people need help to understand all of their options and help choosing the coverage that works best for them. I created this series of short videos to help you better understand original Medicare, Medicare Advantage, and Medicare drug plans. The better informed, the better decisions you can make about your coverage. Drug Coverage Basics Part 2. Deductible, initial coverage, donut hole, coverage gap, catastrophic coverage, copays, coinsurance, tiers. These are all terms associated with Medicare drug plans. Starting with tier, a grouping of drugs, usually by cost, within a plan. Most drug plans have either 4 or 5 tiers. A 4-tier plan, most generics are on Tier 1. Tier 2 is preferred name brands and some more expensive generics. Tier 3, non-preferred name brands, and Tier 4, the most expensive drugs. 5-tier plan, Tier 1 is the least expensive generic drugs. Tier 2, more expensive generics and possibly some less expensive brand name drugs. Tier 3, preferred name brand drugs. Tier 4, non-preferred name brands. And Tier 5, the most expensive drugs. The difference between preferred and non-preferred drugs varies from plan to plan. One reason for this is the purchasing contracts each plan has with each pharmaceutical company. A brand name drug may be a preferred drug in some plans, a non-preferred drug in other plans, and not covered at all in other plans. The copay. It's a fixed amount you pay for each of the drugs in a tier of a plan, regardless of the total cost of the drug. For example, Tier 1 drugs may cost $4, Tier 2 $40, and Tier 3 an $80 copay. Coinsurance. A fixed percentage of the total cost of a drug you pay for all the drugs in a tier of that plan. For example, Tier 2, instead of a copay, 18% coinsurance, or Tier 3, 25%, Tier 4, 33%. Deductible. Some drug plans have a deductible you must meet before the plan begins paying. For 2012, the deductible can range anywhere from $0 up to $320. The initial coverage limit. After you meet any deductible in the plan, you will pay a copay or a coinsurance percentage for each drug, and the plan will pay the rest of the cost of the drug. For most plans, once the total amount spent by both you and the plan reaches $2,930, you have reached the initial coverage limit. The coverage gap, or the donut hole. Once you reach the initial coverage limit of $2,930 for most plans, you enter the coverage gap. In years past, most plans had limited or no coverage in the coverage gap. You were responsible for 100% of the charges. In 2012, you will have to pay 50% of the cost of brand name drugs and 86% of the cost of generic drugs. 50% of the cost of brand name drugs will be paid for you by the drug manufacturer. Some plans may provide some additional coverage in the coverage gap. Catastrophic coverage. Once you have spent $4,700 out of your pocket, in most plans you enter the catastrophic coverage phase. The $4,700 includes any deductibles, copays, coinsurance, and everything you pay in the coverage gap. If you're using any brand name drugs, it also includes everything paid by the drug manufacturers for you. From this point on, you pay $2.60 for generic drugs and $6.50 for brand name drugs, or 5% of the drug's cost, whichever is greater. Most plans require prior authorization for certain drugs. The prescribing physician must call or write the plan requesting authorization. Some drugs are limited in quantity. For example, some drugs are not routinely taken daily. Or if you take 40 milligrams of a drug once a day, plans will not allow you to buy 20 milligram tablets if the drug is available in a 40 milligram tablet. The plan may limit the quantity for a month's supply. However, if more of the drug is required than the quantity limit, the prescribing physician can request an exception from the plan. Most plans require step therapy for certain drugs. This normally occurs if an expensive drug is prescribed initially when there are less expensive drugs available to treat the same condition. The plan may require less expensive drugs be tried first. Then, if this does not work, then the more expensive drug is allowed. Premiums for Part D plans vary widely from about $15 to almost $100. Deductibles, copays, and formularies account for most of the difference in premiums. Premium for the drug portion of Medicare Advantage plans is included in the cost of the plan. When selecting a drug plan, things to consider: are your drugs covered? How much are the copays? Are your brand name drugs in the preferred tier? What is the plan premium? This video has highlighted the prescription drug plans and some of their costs. To learn more about Medicare Advantage, Original Medicare, and Part D drug plans, watch my other videos. The big question is, how do you pick the right plan for you? Which is better for you, Original Medicare and Part D, or Medicare Advantage? Because of Medicare regulations, I cannot put information about specific Medicare Advantage plans on this site. So for help picking the right plan for you, or for more information and a free, no-obligation review of your Medicare benefits, call me at 865-310-1148.